You don't need a country club membership to enjoy the Saturday morning sun on the green. In fact, you don't even need clubs. Get in touch with Lance and his team of disc golfers via Facebook, and they will get you on your way. But before that, here are the basics.
So these are the three kinds of discs that you have to play disc golf. Right. You have the driver, which has a very sharp edge. It's meant to throw fast and far, but a little bit harder to control. Then you have what we call a mid-range, where you can see the edge is not quite so sharp.
Right.
And so it gives you a little bit more control, not as much distance or speed. And then finally, you get to the putter, which is even rounder,
right,
and a little bit slower throwing. So it's much easier to control to try and finish out the hole with good control.
So the putter is obviously all about precision, right?
Yes, of course. So just like in golf, this is the one that you re-throw at the pin to try and hit the pin. This is the one that we use from the fairway to get close to the pin, and this is what we use off the tee to get as much distance as possible.
And is weight a factor?
The weight's about the same. They have varying weights from as light as 150 grams to as much as 180 grams.
Right.
You choose your own weight as you feel comfortable. Stronger arms can throw heavier discs.
Right.
So most beginners should either start with a 150 gram class or in the low 160s. So this disc is 167. This one is 170, and this one's 165.
What would be like the advantage of throwing something which is heavier?
Heavier discs have more momentum.
Right.
So if you have the strength to throw it, you can throw it upwind farther. It'll get through that wind. It won't get knocked down. Lighter discs are a little bit easier to throw for beginner arms, and they're also the choice to throw downwind anyway, because they'll carry with the wind farther.
Okay, so for a beginner, what would you recommend? Like, if I want to go out and get a set of discs?
Well, the first thing we would say is probably get a mid-range, because you can do everything with this disc. You can throw it from the tee, you can throw it toward the pin, and you can use it as a putter.
Right.
And once you start to control this, the next thing is to go out and get a driver and a putter, so that you have all three opportunities.
Right. You just upgrade your skills, right?
Right. And then as you get more into it, you start buying a varied range of drivers and mid-range that can handle different conditions. Wind from the left, wind from the right, your upwind throw, your downwind throw.
Yeah.
And buy a couple extra putters so you can practice putting.
And the thing about a sport like this is that you don't really have to come down to a course. You can just go to any park down the road.
That's right. Any semi-wooded area, you can play and you can just nominate a tree. You can stand here and say, throw from behind this line, and the second palm tree down there is the target. If we hit that, we're finished. And then when we get there, we can look around and say, oh, okay, let's go to that flagpole over there. And then we get there and we can just make up the course as we go along.
Excellent.
So any object that's not a danger to people, you can throw at and hit it.
Oh, it's not a person.
Right, or no people and no things that are too close to people.
So no moving targets today, right?
No.
Okay, so, teach me the basics, because people are watching this video want to come down here and they might be hesitant because they don't know what is up.
I'll show you with if you get a beginner disc like this, catch and throw disc, even an ultimate disc, the basic throwing grip is like this, as for a beginner. And you grip it tightly with your 3 fingers and 1 finger on the rim. And then with a very loose wrist, you come straight across your body and throw your finger at your target. So you just snap your wrist, kind of like if you were snapping a towel at somebody, like in the locker room. And keep the disc nice and flat. If you keep it flat, it'll fly pretty much straight.
Right.
If you tilt it to the right, it'll turn to the right. If you tilt it to the left, it'll turn to the left, because the disc is a wing going through the air. And so just like an airplane, it will tilt to turn. So you stand sideways towards your target with a nice loose wrist and just flick your finger.
I see a couple of different throws, right? There's some
That's true, depending on where you are. You can also throw with a sidearm, where you put 2 fingers on side and you throw with your wrist up if you have to throw around this way. If you want to throw over the top of something, you can use that same grip and you throw it over your head and it floats down and comes down and controls some distance. You can even throw it like this and it'll hit on the edge and roll.
Right.
To get underneath the tree or along the ground.
All right, so you're allowed to hit.
You can get it anywhere you want. You can just throw it like that if you want to. It doesn't matter how you get it there. Any throw you want.
A disc may set you back 10 to 60 Singapore dollars inclusive of shipping, depending on what kind you get. Alternatively, a catch and throw or recreational disc is available from the Ultimate Association Singapore for about $20.